Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Welcome back to another tutorial on Mela. This time I'm going to show you some magic creating your first MIDI effect, and we're going to use also other modules which I haven't shown you in previous tutorials. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe, like, reply, etc. because it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. And additionally, if you would like to support what I do, please do check the instruction contained in each video description. Thank you again. So let's create an audio channel inside the AUM, and let's select Mela as a audio source. There we are. Okay, and let's connect the keyboard to Mela, and the default preset sounds like so. Okay, perfect. Next, let's create a MIDI channel. And let's double click here to create a second slot. Well, let's go to the second slot. Let's search, and let's search again for Mela. And this time it will appear as a MIDI processor. Now let's link the two. So we go here on the left-hand side, first input, and select the MIDI processor of Mela. Now, let's ensure that we have the keyboard redirected now to go to this Mela instance as a MIDI processor. Now, inside here, let's remove the lane, add a new lane, and let's start with the very basic. Plus signal router, accept MIDI input messages, signal router again, and send those MIDI messages out. So let's press on C4. That's what you would expect. So MIDI messages are coming in from the internal AUM MIDI keyboard, coming in here, and they're being sent out. And then they're sent out to this instance of Mela, which produces sounds based on the default preset. Okay, back now to Mela MIDI processor. And now let's make some magic happen. Let's click here and let's click Insert. Let's go to MIDI processor. And here you find a very interesting module called Note Echo. Now, to start with, let's set these repeat down to 0. Okay, let's press on the C4 note. Okay, nothing has changed, right? Let's disable this through, and now you will see that there is no letting through any notes anymore. Let's re-enable that, and let's change the repeat to 1. Let's press C4 again. Oh, it has repeated once the original note. At what speed? Well, it's synchronized to 1/8. So if I was to change this to a quarter, it will synchronize to 1/4, so slower. If I was changing to this to 1/16, faster. Okay. Now, you have an offset here. Let's increase it. So hopefully you can hear that it's creating an offset, right, compared to the default. Right? There is an offset between the notes. Okay, perfect. Next, here you have a pitch ramp, and this is where it gets even more interesting. So let's say we want this to go up by 2 semitones. Let's press the note C4. So you have the original note C4, then the repeated one is going up by 2 semitones, so it becomes a D here. Now let's change the repeat to 2. So it's going to play C4, D4, E4, right? It's going up 2 repeats and going up each time by 2 semitones. We can also increase or decrease the velocity. And by the way, you can also decrease the pitch as well, so you don't have always to increase it. Okay, so let's say that we drop by 5 in terms of velocity ramp. So you will hear that the repeated notes are lowering in velocity. That's really cool. So let's go and increase these to 8. Okay, and let's press C4. That is marvelous. So it's starting to sound already magical, but it's going up by semitones without any constraints. So I really wanted to adhere to a scale. So click here on the 3 dots, Insert, okay, MIDI processor, scroll down, and you will find a scale module. Now here, disable the notes which you don't want. So let's do something like a minor scale. And let's set here the filter to nearest down, because we are going up as well. Of course, you can go down as a pitch if you like so. So that's marvelous. It sounds really, really great. So let's change these to 32 and makes it faster. Okay, so now let's make it even more interesting. Let's go here in this MIDI slot, which we haven't used, and let's call Mela up again. Now, this will be another MIDI processor. We want to link this to send MIDI messages to this original MIDI processor that we used. So this is Mela AUv3. So we're going to go here and connect the input to Mela AUv3 output, like so. Perfect. So let's open this up and maximize it. Okay, so here we have another lane, so which we are going to delete. Let's start fresh again. So we go to signal router. This time we actually, instead of accepting notes in, we are going to go to MIDI processor, and we're going to use the let's scroll down, the note pulse module, which I showed you in a previous tutorial, which, generates notes at this sync, this gate, and offset. This is the note, this is the MIDI channel, and the velocity. Okay, so we leave it like that for now, and then we're going to select a signal router MIDI output. Now, we don't need any more the keyboard. Let's press play. So what's happening here is that there are repeated notes C3 which are produced, sent to this MIDI processor instance of Mela, and then here we are applying note echo, 8 repetition. Each note is going up by 2 semitones, down by -5 in terms of velocity, and then we are constrain or quantize the notes to this scale, which is a minor scale. We are going to use the nearest down in terms of quantization. Now let's make it even more fun than that. So let's open up here and let's bring up a modulator, and let's choose a random one which we haven't used before, and let's click on target, and on target here we select note pulse and note because we want to change this note here. We are going to increase the intensity, and then we're going back here, perhaps change the sync to 1-1, and let's press play. And as you can hear, you're going to have this random module, which is randomized the note dial here or parameter. Therefore, it's going to change notes and then send those notes through the note pulse module inside this instance, which is then generating note echo, quantizing on scale, and then send those messages up here, right to this Mela instance. And you can keep going like that. And if you want to use another audio source, well, replace that. Let's go to, for example, piano track. Okay, and let's play. And you can use Mela as well as an effect, right? So you can go here and add Mela as an effect, open it up, delete that lane, okay, start with a new lane, add to accept audio in and to send the audio out, and in the middle, why not, we're going to make it even more interesting. We go to Mela Lab and we're going to add the reverb. And then, again, even more magic. Let's create an audio channel. Again, let's search for hammerhead here. Perfect. And again, these let's use this instance of Mela AUv3. Let's connect it to head. There it is, output number 1. We make sure that hammerhead receives only on MIDI channel 2, so we don't confuse MIDI messages. We disable the internal sequencer and lower a little bit the volume. Then we go inside here. Why not? And here we are going to add another note pulse, and there it is. And then we are going to add a signal router, a MIDI output here. And then before this, we are going to insert as a MIDI processor, MIDI channel change. And we go to modify from channel 1 to channel 2. So we send the MIDI message only on channel number 2. We leave it to 1/4. We go to notes and we set these to C#2. Okay, so that is an interesting way to actually create some very nice music. And of course, you could, for example, instead of position here, you could say, if you want to keep things a little bit neater on the screen, just add another lane here, right? Add a MIDI processor here as note pulse, and then the MIDI channel here, and then the signal router as a MIDI output here. We change these to 2. We go down here and we set these to C#2. I've done a previous tutorial on how you can create actually a drum beat of drum rhythm, so you can go and check that one, but you could add, for example, snares, and you could add hi-hats, etc., etc., or you can get more fancy here to actually create a more sophisticated sequencer or sequence, I would say, that drives this instance of Mela. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You can do a lot of things with Mela. Try out, because it's a fantastic tool. Thank you very much. See you next time.